I have interfaced with the management of FEMA in terms of getting to know their mindset, and also at the same time getting them to understand that this 10th Senate means business. This 10th Senate will key into the presidential agenda in terms of reaching out and making sure that things are done right and Nigerians feel the pulse of governance and participate in the activities of the government. It is my honor and privilege to chair the inaugural meeting of this committee with a view to familiarizing ourselves both in the content and in context. In content, as members, we need to know ourselves to appreciate that we are members of this committee. In context, for us to understand the responsibility bestowed on us is encapsulated in the Standing Order Paper 2022 of the Senate. May I refer us to item 25 that clearly outlined the responsibilities and the functions of this committee. And I read, the first is oversight of FERMA itself, the agency responsible for maintenance of all federal roads. The second item under item B is oversight on maintenance of all federal roads and bridges nationwide. And then, of course, the national budget estimates of the agency. Looking at these functions and knowing the condition of the Nigerian roads, especially the federal highways covering almost 38,000 kilometers nationwide, and knowing that some of these roads were constructed more than 30, 40 years ago, occasioned, of course, by the El Nino weather phenomena, our roads are not in the best shape possible. We all travel and traverse through the nooks and crannies of this nation, and we know the conditions of our roads. So this committee, for me, is one of the most critical committees that affect the lives of Nigerians. A larger percentage of the population travel by road. And of course, regardless of the available means of transportation, either waterways or airways, the roads still play a very critical role in terms of movement of goods and services. So this committee is very critical to the Nigerian economy. Therefore, I implore members to view this responsibility and to see it as a call to duty and a very critical duty. It's a very busy committee, especially in the light, like I earlier mentioned, the general condition of our roads. So it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to this meeting and to pray for God's guidance in the discharge of our responsibilities. Looking at the caliber of the members of the committee, I'm proud to say that this is a very rich committee in terms of membership, in terms of the experience and the caliber of the senators that are serving on this committee. I have no doubt in my mind that with your rich experience and diverse backgrounds, we should be able to deliver on our mandate to the happiness of Nigerians.
It's a committee that is composed of people of diverse background, which they will bring to bear on the performance of the committee. And it is my hope and prayer that at the end of the tenure of this committee, we'll have delivered on our mandate.
What Nigerians expect of us is a reinvention of our maintenance culture, and it's very good. And it is one area that we have to maintain is our roads, because that forms a critical part of our infrastructure. And true to the billings, the committee, we will work closely with our chairman and indeed the National Assembly to ensure that that huge responsibility is kept to. We need to maintain our key infrastructure. We need to deepen our attitude to maintenance. And clearly, roads form a very important component of what we have to maintain.
I don't need to tell you that you have my support 100%, because that is why I'm here. And I also come from a place where virtually 80% of our roads have collapsed. So I don't even have any choice other than to give you my support so that you can also support me to rehabilitate my roads. There is no doubt that we have a huge responsibility on our heads. And for some of us who have been here before, knowing what FERMA had been in the past, I believe that your sense of commitment and proactiveness will make the FERMA retract from their habits in the past and do what is needful. Because, Mr. Chairman, you want to recall that upon assumption of office inauguration, the 10th Senate has been inundated with tales of woes from all communities and all senators about our poor infrastructural situation, especially our roads. And if I heard the Senate very well, in the past few days we have been inundated with stories of collapsed roads and bridges, and our colleagues here has indicated one. And so we must work together very assiduously towards ensuring that FERMA is provided with enough funds and FERMA has enough capacity to undertake the repairs and rehabilitation of our collapsed roads, and in some instances for them also to have the courage of confronting the decay in our road infrastructure frontally.
Every district in this country has federal roads running through it. And to that extent, almost every one of them are in poor shape. Recently in my district, calamity happened there where some people were burned to death because a truck was trying to navigate a pothole. It tilted over and the product, which is petrol, spilled, and people, as you know, scooping for the petrol. Fire ensued and many of them were burned to death. I believe this couldn't have happened had it not been that we have bad road system. So FERMA has a lot of work before it.
Nigeria will be better in terms of road infrastructure. It is a clear indication that he's ready to work with the members of the committee and to ensure that all roads that have problems all over the country will be looked into and be taken care of. So, Mr. Chairman, we'll give you all the necessary support in order to ensure that this your dream is achieved, or the dream of Nigerians is achieved.
The Ministry of Works, once they are done with road project or contract, the life expectancy of that road may range from maybe 10 to 15 to 30, 50 years. But what happened in between is a gap that has been missing. And these are the gap the Federal Road Maintenance Agency was formed to come and accommodate and take care of. And over time, we all bear witness that this gap was not adequately addressed. And today, having a veteran in the person of Senator Babangida coming to chair this committee to oversight on the functions of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, I am particularly happy because of my constituency. We all know that from Kogi State, nearly half of the roads in Kogi State are federal roads. And those that even receive attention, I'm not sure they are up to 10%. So the remaining ones are under maintenance. So FERMA is our friends all year round. So I'm happy to be a member of this committee for the larger benefit of Nigerians and of particular note to my constituency, Kogi Central. So I'm going to work very assiduously as an engineer, very close with the committee, to make sure we deliver the dividends of democracy through road infrastructure maintenance to our people.
The biggest problem we have in Nigerian infrastructure is maintenance. FERMA committee is supposed to be one of the biggest committees as far as the Senate is concerned. If we maintain the bad roads, if we even today stop new construction and face maintenance of the existing roads in Nigeria, we will be good. So I'm hoping that the presidency, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will pay serious attention in maintaining the existing infrastructure. At a bridge linking Enugu, along Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway, completely collapsed. This bridge wouldn't have collapsed if the agency in charge of maintenance was doing their job to know that the bridge already had problem. A bridge cannot just get up and collapse. Mr. Chairman, I'm sure that with you, issue of bridge collapse, if you are given the necessary backing, that caveat, if you are given the necessary backing, we will not be having bridges that will be collapsing on top of people.
Thank you all for making time to be here. We are going to be introducing some initiatives that will help us in delivering on our mandate. Over the course of time, I can assure you in a couple of weeks, we will have a motion that will be ready in place. Just to share with you, our thinking is, our approach to maintenance is even the issue. Maintenance is not a culture. There is nothing like maintenance culture. Maintenance is an economy. This dead light bulb represents food on the table to an electrician. It represents food on the table to that bulb seller in DD market. If we look at maintenance from that perspective, definitely we'll know that attention on maintenance issues, especially on public buildings and infrastructure, will help us in moving the economy forward. Secondly, we don't own our roads. In a couple of days, I'll be presenting a motion on your behalf, of course, to make it mandatory for all federal roads to have stakeholders and owners. I give an example to buttress what you just said regarding the need for us to be traveling by road. This is Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. I ply this road every week, every 2 weeks. Here, a container fell on a moving vehicle by Regina Bridge, if you know the area very well, by Regina Bridge. Trying to navigate this pothole, a container fell on a moving vehicle and all the occupants were killed. I had to call the MD of Julius Berger, drawing his attention to that, and alhamdulillah, they did some palliative works. At least the place is passable now. So our ability to go by road, to travel by road, will give us the opportunity to see the conditions of the road and reach out to FERMA through the committee, Ministry of Works, through the minister or any stakeholder that should intervene on that road. And the idea we are having is to have what we call a road ownership program. Senator Ali should be able to say, Oyo Bomosho is my road. At least once in a month, he should take time to ply that road and then to know the condition of the road and then come back to say that my road is in so condition. Senator Neda should be able to say Benin Sapelo Road is my road. I own it. This is the condition of the road. Through that, we can be able to reach out and be critical stakeholders in the road infrastructure project. We will fine-tune the process and we will have a motion for discussion in plenary.